Hello guys, welcome to another video. First of all, I said that this story doesn't belong to me, so if you read the full story for yourself, you can go down in the description to find the link to the original post and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. Naruto Rebirth of the Yellow Flash, Part 22 and Chapter 22. The Realization of the Heart. Oh yeah, side note, the author has decided that they are gonna make a single pairing, and so they are not gonna do the clan restoration act. So yeah, that being said, let's get into the video. Second year, Naruto was walking through the castle, thinking about ways in which he could confess to Shiroi. For some reason, he found himself reluctant to confess to her, and whenever he had tried to, his heart flustered. It was like something was unconsciously telling him to stop. He then decided to go and meditate a little, maybe even enter his seal and talk to the QB. It was about time for it anyways. As soon as he was free from his shift, he made way to a waterfall before removing his shirt and sitting underneath a Caesar position. He then closed his eyes and began his meditation. It was after 20 minutes that he felt himself be pulled and didn't resist. He then felt himself black out. When he reopened his eyes, he found himself in a sewer. He shrugged before he started walking in his instinctive guiding him. Soon he reached in front of a giant seal. Inside he saw the giant fox figure with 9 tails. It was apparently sleeping. Naruto scratched a little and called out, "Oi, Kyobi, we need to talk." The giant fox opened a solitary eye and looked at Naruto before eyeing. "Ah, it seems that my container has finally decided to visit. What do you want, Brad?" Just wanted to talk to you and get to know you. I already know that what happened that night wasn't because of you or because of you. It was because of the masked Uchiha, so I don't blame you for anything that happened to me. Naruto answered with an uncaring shrug. The fox was inwardly shocked. Normally people would use their power to control him and seal him. He would always be blamed and judged. Now in front of him stood the second ever human who actually saw him not as a monster of destruction but a living being. "What do you want, what do you want to talk about, human?" Kyuubi asked. "What is your name?" asked Naruto. "Why do you want to know?" asked QV. "Well, you are a living being, I presume." QV is just a title. "So what really is your name?" asked Naruto in a curious tone. "Is this the one you spoke of, father? Someone who wouldn't discriminate against us?" QV thought before he answered. "My name is Kuroma, kid," he said. "Yosh, my name is Naruto Namikaze. Nice to meet you. I hope you don't hate me for having the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan." Naruto finished sheepishly. "He really is different." Kyuubi thought with a sweat drop before he replied, "So far I have no reason to hate you, but I really hope you don't give me one to hate you." Kurama replied, "Yes, that's good. Now I am sure that you have gotten tired of seeing the same dull surroundings. Here's to make it up to you," Naruto said before he closed his eyes and began focusing. A few minutes later, the water and the sewer disappeared, and a grassy plain with a dense forest and a lake. Even Kyuubi's cage had disappeared, and a shield had appeared around his neck in the form of a lash. The seal had ap- appeared around his neck in the form of a leash. Now Kurama looked around a little worried, wide-eyed before he smiled a true smile and began to shrink until he was the size of a big horse. He looked at Naruto and said, "Thank you, kid." "No problem at all. However, there is something I want. In change for that, I in, in charge of that, I will let you excuse my senses as well. Excuse my senses as well." And Naruto replied with a smile of his own, "What do you want to deal in, kid?" Kurama sounded like a little impressed. "Oh, I want you to be a father figure to me. You have got experience and you know all about my life, so it should fit. You also happen to heal me when I was a kid. What do you say?" Naruto asked. Kiwi looked on a completely dumbfounded before his tail surrounded Naruto and hugged him. Kurama then said, "I would be more than happy to fulfill that role, kid. Also, now that we have made contact, we can mentally talk as well when you are awake. You want to talk about anything else?" "Yeah, I want to talk about myself a little bit. You see, I'm sure you know that I have to go through the clandestine act. So far, I only have one girl I love. There is a second one, but for some reason I am unable to confess to her. Any ideas why?" asked Naruto. "I can answer that. It's because of your Namikaze genes. In history, the Namikazes were known as the knowledgeables. Loyal knowledgeables. Despite not having any Genkai or special technique, they had brains and bodies that absorbed knowledge like a sponge does to water. It was because of that the clan was feared like the Uzumaki's clan. It was feared. It was wiped out by a large constant of missed ninjas with just a few survivors. One of them had to be your grandmother, since I'm sure you and your father got your eyes from Madara. Apart from the knowledge part, the Namikazes were known to have just one lover each. They never had the heart to try more than one as a subconscious level. True love happens only one time. In your case, you have already found yourself, which is why you are unable to confess to that princess." Kurama started in lecture mode tone of voice. "Soka, Soka. So it means I wouldn't be able to enter the Grand Restoration Act because of my genetics? That's nice. It does save me a lot of trouble. Anyways, thank you for that, Kirito-san. Kura, Kurato-san. I will talk to you later. You enjoy the rabbits and yellow foxes in the forest," Naruto said as he disappeared. Kurama stayed at the spot where Naruto was at before. He shook his head and ran into the forest, all the while having a goofy smile on his face. "Maybe this one will be different," he thought as he galloped into the forest and ripped a few rabbits to shreds. Konoha, Kushina, Itachi, and Hinata were Kush, Kushina, Itachi, and Hinata were walking back to Konoha with two white head accompanying them. "Yeah, no, I am glad that May agreed to let us stay in Konoha. I couldn't have bear staying away after we just got together," Mangetsu said as he smiled at Kushina while he shrank his arms around her waist. "I'm happy too. It's good that the war is now over and the Mist has joined in the deal. I only hope that Naruto approves of us when he sees us." Kushina said as she muttered in the end. "Don't worry, he will. Naruto is a good and understanding boy. It may seem that he is a loaf, but he does care a lot about you. I'm sure he will be fine with it," Itachi said as he planted Kushina's fear. "You are right, Datebayo. Let's hurry back. I want to introduce Mange-kun Mange-kun to everyone, Kushina said as she grabbed Mangetsu's hand and rushed back to the village, leaving behind Suigetsu, Hinata, and Itachi. There they go again. At least he chose someone as strong as him, though it is funny seeing someone with the moniker of the evil of the devil's second coming and the white death being so wrapped by on and by someone. The devil's second coming and the White Death. Suigetsu commented with an unassumed smirk as he watched the redhead controlling his brother. Yeah, but you are forgetting that the person who was him who wiped his Mongetsu, he did the Red Death and the Behemin. It kinda makes them feel like a natural couple. Hinata said as Yuta. You got that right, not to mention even you have gotten me wrapped around your fingers, Suigetsu said, teasing and said as he kissed Hinata on the cheek, making the previous Pongo's girl blush cutely as she dropped her fingers together. Itachi could only smile at the scene in front of him. In 1 year, so much had happened. The Miss Civil War was over, with the rebels winning. Itachi, Kushina, and Hinata had helped in the fighting. As a result of working together for a long time, Mongetsu and Kushina had fallen for each other and were on now dating. Same was the case for Hinata and Suigetsu. Understanding the circumstance made the god Daimi Mizukage had allowed both Mongetsu and Suigetsu to live in Konoha as a sign of goodwill. Itachi, however, couldn't help but feel sad for his sister. She had taken the darker route and had left the village to run away to Orochimaru. No one knew from her current location. She had been ranked as a B-rank missing ninja with a wanted alive bounty on her head. He sighed, hoping that one day everything would fit right back in. His final thoughts went to his student and younger brother Finger. Knowing Naruto, Itachi was sure that he was already much stronger than last year. It would be interesting when the boy returned home with Jiraiya and the twins, so I think that was enough uh, Genjutsu practice for now. I will now start teaching you some of my personal jutsus, after which it will be full year of chakra control. Jiraiya announced as the twins were working on their Fuing Jutsu skills. Alright, Edo Sensei, we want to be nearly as strong as Oni-chan will be when he get back. So your plan better work make such that happens. Nito said, "Well, my training will make sure that you reach Kakashi's level by the time we return." Kakashi's level by the time we return. Naruto, however, I have a little doubt will be an S rank at the least, as he got your father's talents when it comes to learning. So if you wanna be S rank, you will have to learn an art that is your own, or make something your own. Joraya answers sagely. What do you mean, make something of your own? Ero Sensei asked Narumi, taking a small branch and making it into your take a small branch and make it your own. Become a specialist. Your mother is a specialist in genjutsu. My older sensei was a ninjutsu specialist, having mastered all five chakra natures. Tsunade is a taijutsu specialist. Your father and brother was and is a fuinjutsu specialist along with ninjutsu. However, your brother has also taken a deep lying interest in genjutsu. I wouldn't be surprised if he specializes in 3 or 4 shinobi arts in the future. Jiraiya explained. Nichan is awesome, isn't he? In that case, we will become masters in ninjutsu, kenjutsu, and fuinjutsu. You better tell us a way to speed up our training, Ero Sensei, or we will uh, castrate you. Mito declared as she glared at Joraya. Yeah, Edo Sensei, if you don't speed these things up, we will castrate you. Narumi said as she nodded in agreement with her sister. Damn, they take way too much from after their mother. It seems I will have to spill out the secret of the Shadow Clone Jutsu as well. Joraiya thought before he spoke and said, "Alright, I will, brat. We will use the Kai-Age Bushin no Jutsu to speed up your training." Joraiya said, "Why didn't we think of that? Mom, did you tell us how it helps with its memory transfer?" Narumi said, giggling. "Yeah, let's go." Mito agreed as Joraiya's sword dropped. The next 2 years were going to be very troublesome. Back to Naruto. Time skip 1 year. It had been a whole year since Naruto talked to Kurama. However, the year he had become one of Naruto's most trusted companions, even helping him master the two tough moves of the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto had also managed to complete his Kenjutsu training after completing all of the gets of the swirling style and Itori. All of the jutsus given to him by Hiruzen had been mastered as well, not to mention that he was officially a level 10 seal master. He had mastered his father's space-time absorption barrier as well. Kurama had confirmed that Naruto now was a certified A-strength ninja. He had also talked to Shiroi and Shiro and had apologized, saying that he rejected the contract because there would be no love in their lives. Shiroi accepted the explanation since he personally knew Mito and Shiroi was Minato because explanation since he personally know Minato and Shiroi was fine with it because he just saw Naruto as a best friend rather than a lover. He beat the Tio goodbye before he left the fire capital. Naruto was lazily walking through the outskirts of the capital. Suddenly failed his battle sense go overdrive. Tensing his body, he kept on walking with one hand on the hilt of his sword. As he was walking, four figures jumped out of the trees and stood in front of him. All of them were wearing the Oto headband. "Who are you, and what do you want with me?" Naruto lazily asked. Greetings, Namikaze Tono. We are the Sound 4 of Otogakure. Our leader Orochimaru has requested your audience. The figures with the four arms said, "I decline. I am a Konoha ninja. Why would I join Konoha's biggest traitor?" Naruto rhetorically asked, "Sorry, you don't have a choice in the matter." The same figure said as all four had launched themselves at Naruto, who merely flicked out his sword in a four quick slashes after the sound four incapacitated. He gave them a a cold look and said, "If you survive, tell your leader don't come after me. He will regret it." Saying that, he disappeared in a Shishuin and decided to visit Kumo. It had been a while since he had seen his loved one. After all, summoning a messenger told he sent a letter to both A and and Tsunade, telling them of his visit. Though he didn't tell A to not but though he did tell A not to inform Samui of his visit as he intended to surprise her. He received reply from both Kages almost instantly, with Tsunade agreeing and giving him a month off to rest and A welcoming him with open arms. Grinning to himself, he summoned his best friend Gamakichi. "Yo, bro, it's been a while. It's been Yo, bro, it's been since. Yo, bro, It's been a while. It's been a while since you last summoned me. What's up? The red and purple toad asked. He was now growing and was the same size as a one-story building. Yo, Kichi, I just got free from my contract with the daimyo and was about to head to Kumo. Wanna come with me? Asked Naruto. Sure, bro, let's go. Kichi answered as Naruto climbed his head and the Dio set off towards Kumo. It was 2 days journey even with the giant toad, but soon that Dio could see the gates. 1 kilometer out, Naruto stopped Kichi and said, Alright, Kichi, I will see you later. He said as he jumped off the toad's head. See ya, bro. Kichi answered as he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Naruto chuckled a bit before he made way to the Kumo gates. The crowd guards looked at him before realization dawned at their faces. They bowed when he came up. One guard then said, Ah, Namikaze-sama, the Raikage-sama is expecting you. Please make your way to the Raikage's office. It's the central building that is almost the largest here. Naruto nodded in reply, he entered the village. After a few moments of walking, he reached the Raikage's building and jumped optionally to enter through the windows rather than the door. Sitting on the sill, he said, "Good day, Raikage Tono. Somehow I saw this coming. You have a mischievous side, don't you?" asked A in assumed tone. What gave it away? Naruto asked in the same tone. You are a jump anyway. Samui will be returning from her assignment with the daimyo in a couple of hours. What will you do? Asked A. Go to her place and then surprise her. Naruto said with a grin. That is good, and her all but harm her, and I will cut you so bad that you will want to die. Are we clear? A said as he licked a little crystal. Now can I get the key? Naruto replied as he scratched the back of his hand. Here you go, A said as he threw a pair of keys at Naruto, who grabbed them and jumped out of the window, running towards the address that A had given him. About 2 hours later, a tired Samui made her way towards her apartment. She had delivered her reports and wanted to rest. However, no more than anything, she needed Naruto's massage. Again, good. She missed his touch. God, she missed his touch, his very presence. Maybe I should visit Konoha, she thought as she reached her apartment and found it to be unlocked. Narrowing her eyes and drawing her sword quietly entered her apartment. As soon as she closed her door, she felt two arms coming onto her shoulders and giving them a small squeeze. She immediately realized the charge as Naruto's. After all, no one could have the perfect mixture between softness and firmness. She dropped her sword and leaned back, already knowing who it was. Naruto pushed Samui now waist length hair. Naruto pushed Samui's now waist-length hair to her left shoulder as he softly kissed her on the neck. His hot breath, along with the warmth and softness of his lips, caused the girl to surrender. He turned her around and both of them stared into each other's eyes. To Naruto, it seemed that the girl had grown even more beautiful. Her body had become even more developed, with some is having breasts second to only the likes of Tsunade. Samui was a similar view when she saw Naruto. Naruto had learned a lean in and gave her a passionate kiss, deeply all of his emotion that had been bottled up because of the distance between the two lovers. Samui wrapped her hands around the neck and returned the kiss into a deeping in it. They soon broke the kiss, leaving behind a speed bridge. Naruto then placed his forehead onto her as both of them closed their eyes and took in each other's warmth. After a few moments, Naruto said, "I missed you. Some-chan, I missed you too, Naru-kun." She replied. That's all for this part. If you want to be notified for future parts and other fan fiction readings, then the best way is by subscribing. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.